hello from beautiful Vermont. Hello, hello. It is officially no longer a rumor. I have an article of clothing that is not black. Don't tell anybody. Anyway, taking a moment just to check sound and audio before we get started. I hopped on a little bit early today, as I like to do, to check AV. I see there are a few folks awaiting the start, which is going to be in just a moment. It's a beautiful spring day, and thus I am wearing green. Welcome to Yoga Intermissions. Today is a slow flow. We're going to pay attention to the spaces in between the postures, not just the postures today. We've practiced this before, but it's a really great opportunity for extreme mindfulness and for giving yourself the chance to gain benefit from your transitions. Thank you for confirming sound and audio, sound and volume, and video. Grab a block, a cushion, or a cushion block if you need one, and we'll go ahead and get started. I just realized you can't quite see how my body is situated on my blanket. I have folded it up. Find a comfortable seat. If you are utilizing the playlist, which is advertised both in the YouTube listing and on Facebook and Instagram, you can start that now. In your comfortable seat, a long spine. Draw the belly in and up, the tailbone forward and down. Let the collarbone start to kind of smile outward, and release the shoulders from the ears. Hands can rest wherever it feels okay for you. If you like, close the eyes or bring them at half mast. If they are somewhat open, your gaze is forward and down of your front leg. And here, we'll settle in. Finding a slow, steady breath. And we'll take that more into an official capacity with breath of equal duration. With breath of equal duration, we're finding the same duration, shock, in and out. And we'll start to the count of 4, move to 6, and then move to 8. Breathing in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Again. 4. And out for 4. For 6. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, 6, and out 6. For 8. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In for 8. Exhale, 8. Long, slow breath, fully in and out through the nose. Again, in. This time out through the mouth. And one more time. Long, full breath in. Super duper breath in. Let it go out your mouth. Return to a natural breath and notice how the body is feeling. Any emotions, any places that need a little more space or a little more air. Any places that are feeling open. We have to take a moment of ingratitude for the places that seem to be working fully today. And consider an intention or a motivation or maybe a dedication for this practice. If you're watching live, it could be something that you aspire to today. And if you're watching recorded, maybe it's something for your week. With that in mind, press your palms together at your heart. Lift the heart toward the thumb knuckles. Press the thumb energy toward the chest. Maybe a little inner smile. We'll start the more active part of the practice with a sound of Om. That sound might be, in the words of Simon and Garfunkel, a sound of silence, as the sense of Om rides on your exhale. Take a big breath into the nose. With the palms pressed together, it'll lift the arms to the sky. Really send energy in between the palms and get the arms as long as you can. That might not be with straight elbows, especially if you have cranky shoulders or bicep tightness. Exhale, cactus-shaped arms. Inhale, elbows outward. Exhale, forearms together in front of you. Inhale, elbows lift. Exhale. Inhale, elbows out. Exhale, hands drop behind you. You can bring the fingers so they're facing your tushy. Press the shoulders away from the ears. Get the belly nice and long. Lift the heart. Squeeze the shoulders. Maybe lift the chin. Keeping the left hand behind you. Draw the shoulders over the hips and swing the right hand outside the left thigh. Take a big breath in. Twisty base, left out. That's his breath out. Inhale. And twist. And notice what happens on the in-between. Maybe the belly draws in. Breath in. And twist. Taking our time and noticing the movement, swing around to find your twist on the other side. As you come front and center, both hands by your sides, we're going to float the right arm high and tilt over toward the left. I'm taking all the movements of the spine seated, and we will take them standing as well. Heart lifts, belly in. Imagine you're like a windmill as the right arm floats up and the left hand comes and the right hand floats down and the left hand reaches up and tilts back over, tilting at windmills to the right. Heart opens up, sitting bones to the earth. This time, rise up, drop your left hand to the earth, swing the arms around in front of you. Feel the texture underneath the fingertops. Crawl the hands forward, finding a nice long spine. Get as long as you can. I realize you can't quite see my spine, but we're working to have a long, straight spine. So the belly's in and up, the nose points down, shoulders away from the ears. Breathe in. Exhale, crawl those hands forward a little bit more before you drop your head. Finding a nice opening, perhaps in outer thighs and low back. Drop your head. It's super heavy. On a long, slow inhale, this is your transitions. You're going to walk the hands slowly toward the hips and then behind the hips. Mindful moments, interstitials. This movement is as important as the pose. Hands come behind your glutes. You shift onto the sacrum. Switch the cross of your legs. Take your time. Once you're sitting straight up, pelvis pointing forward, arms sweep again around in front, really taking your time exploring what it feels like. Maybe if you're like me, you feel like you didn't quite sweep the floor as well as you might have. And rock and walk, hands forward, long spine. Opening up that low back, extending the spine. Breathe in with a pause. Reach the heart forward, draw the belly in, and drop your head, lengthen the spine a little bit more. Hands might crawl forward. Finding slowness and mindfulness, we come back to our seats. Meet on the mat in a tabletop. If you've been practicing with me for a while, you know that tabletop is one of the staples of probably 70% of the classes in Mindful Moments and on Zoom and in the past in studio. Because there's a power to this posture. We're in the posture, and yet the body continues to flow and find the posture. Kind of like a lava lamp. Tuck the toes under. Lift the knees off the earth just a couple of inches and press the sitting bones toward the heels. Super slowly press the hips high and the heels down. The heels low, the hips high. Downward facing dog. You might find that your dog needs to be a little longer, more like a hot dog. Press away from the floor, finding a little pedaling of the legs as we start to open up the toes, the backs of the legs, and the glutes. Press, press, press into the outlines of your hands. Draw the belly in and up. Rise up to the tippy toes, press the chest toward the thighs, breath out. Bend your knees, look past your hands. This is as important as your forward fold when you get there. Walk your way, mindful, mindful, mindful of the placement of your body parts, mindful of the breath, mindful of the neck, ragdoll if you like. Exhale, hands release. Inhale. Breathe out, half lift. Ardha Uttanasana. Pause here. Reach the shoulders to the hips, collarbones wide. Long, long spine. Draw the belly in. Press the sitting bones behind. In the pose, but constantly flowing. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in. As you exhale, really fortify the belly and unravel all the way to standing, making your way to mountain pose first to check in with the body. Inhale, reach the arms high overhead. Take your time. Exhale, hands to your heart, Samasthihi. Drop the hands by your sides. Lift the left hand high. Exhale to tilt over to the right. Inhale, both arms high. Exhale, left hand drops. Breathe in, get tall. Exhale, tilt over to the left. That was a whole process, a mindful process to set the body up. So even if it's not being cued or called out, you allow the body to follow its process. Inhale, both arms high. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, sit into a chair. Take your time, belly in, sitting bones behind the heels. Energy into the heels. Belly strong. One at a time, the hands drop behind you. Fingers can intertwine Or you can curl the fingers and hook them together. Knuckles draw down toward the earth. You shift weight into the right foot, lift the left knee to the heart. Pause. Drop the left foot slowly, shift weight into it, lift the right foot. Foot returns to the earth. We're in chair pose bound. Rise up to the balls of the feet. Sink the sitting bones down a bit. Bring the heels to the earth, a deeper chair. Big breath in. Hands remain bound. We fold over the legs. Take your time. What does it feel like to find this forward fold? Maybe parts of the body have moved about without you knowing it. You could shift them if it feels like you should. Nod the head and shake the head. Big breath in. Exhale, hands release to the earth. Big breath in. Exhale, half lift. The belly powers this up. Breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Glide the left foot to the back of the mat. Runner's lunge. Take your time. Maybe really lift the foot and lengthen the leg as far as you can before you step it back. And maybe you're still not where the body needs to be for your runner's lunge. So you mindfully create the space and the shape. Hands float by the sides, belly over the thigh. Reach the hands behind you, press the left foot. Rise up, crescent warrior. This is our back bend. We're going to take a little movement here, making fists of the hands. As you press energy into your front foot, shift the left knee toward your heart and drop the hands by your sides. Taking me a little bit to get there. Inhale, extend back to your crescent warrior. Exhale, drop your back knee all the way to the earth. Untuck your toes. I'm going to drop my hands by my sides to better support my shoulders. You can keep them up in the air if that feels better. Sink deeply into your front knee. Intertwine the fingers in front of your heart. Send the elbows outward. Lift the heart. Draw the tailbone forward. Imagine you had sort of a, I forget what that's called, Chinese thumb something on your fingers so that you're attempting to pull them apart, but they're staying together. I'm sure there's a word for that that is a logical word and not offensive to anybody. Creep the front foot forward, sink deeper into your front knee once again. Press lots of energy into the top of the left foot and the heel of the right. Pelvis forward. I'm going to take a look over the right shoulder, swing the right elbow more to the right and behind. And then drop your chin toward your chest, let the hands cup your hip. And here we are finding a little bit more opening in the front of the left hip. Unwind your right hand and bring it behind your left glute or thigh. Lift the left arm high, a revolved Anjaneyasana. We're going to go deeper into a twist, dropping the left hand to the earth, floating the right arm high. Again, mindful of how you're moving the body, not just how you're dispositioning it. Right hand drops to the earth. Back toes tucked back under. We float the left knee off the earth, returning to a runner's lunge. Take your time. Hands creep forward. Back foot hops halfway up the mat, Parsvottanasana. Hands draw to the hips. Rise halfway up. Rise all the way up. Heel toe the right foot out to the right. Step into chair pose, Utkatasana. Draw the hands by your sides. Shift the heart forward. Reach the hands above the hips, right to the back of the mat. Inhale, biceps by the ears. Stay in your chair. Draw the hands behind you, sweep them. Hands by the ears. Hands sweep back. Hands by the ears. Left foot rises off the mat, knee draws in, and we lift back up, standing balance. And then taking a moment to see if you can find a nice slow process into an airplane or bird. We've been a lot on this leg. Now it's powered up. Step back for your crescent warrior. Bring your hands to your heart. Face the long edge of your mat. You might need to heel toe the right foot forward a little bit, forward to the long edge. Bring the hands to the hips. Bring the feet as wide or wider than your shoulders, and bend your knees. Rise up to the balls of the feet. Bring the heels in toward each other and drop them to the earth. Temple pose. Taking our time to flow slowly. We're going to rise up to standing, hands by the sides in fists. We're going to press back to temple. Rise up, hands by the sides in fists. Press back to temple. Pause here, lift both heels off the earth. Sink down. Drop the heels. Hands to your hips, rise back up, toes in, heels out, fold halfway down. Exhale all the way to the earth. If you need more space between the feet, make that part of the process, part of the beauty, part of the grace of your yoga practice. Lift back up halfway, rise back to the balls of the feet, and spin on them to come to the front of the mat, dropping your left knee back to the earth. Keeping the hands inside the right foot, heel toe it out to the right. We're going to take a lizard twist. Left hand down, right toes out, right hand inside your right knee, and a spin around the right shoulder, pressing the hips forward. Foot heel toes back toward the center, right hand outside the foot, runner's lunge. And we step back into our forward fold. Half lift, forward fold, runner's lunge. Take your time. Lifting that right foot, sending the leg as long behind you as you can get it before you slowly drop it back to the earth. Hands hover by your side. Rise up, crescent warrior. It is important to settle into the back bend as it is to land. We'll take that motion, hands into fists by your sides, right knee to your heart. Come back to your crescent warrior. Slowly lower the back knee to the earth. Anjaneyasana. Hands draw in front of you, palms face your heart. Intertwine the fingers the opposite of the way you did previously. Elbows come out to the sides. We're going to sort of lock the fingers together and pull against them, sinking a little deeper into the front knee and pressing energy into the top of the back foot. The hands and the head move over toward the right. Hands cup your left, the left. Hands cup your left hip and chin drops. In the pose, but flowing in the pose. Left hand drops behind your right buttock or thigh, and the right arm floats high. Revolved Anjaneyasana. Belly still strong, right hand drops down, left hand windmills high. We're back tilting at those windmills. My left arm doesn't work quite like my right one does, so it's at an angle. If possible, we're twisting so that the shoulders are stacked and fingertip to fingertip stacked. Exhale, left hand down. Back toes tuck under. And we return to our runner's lunge. Back foot hikes halfway up, Parsvottanasana. Back foot steps up to meet the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Find chair pose, taking your time. Maybe the big toes touch this time, maybe they don't. Hands sweep behind. Hands sweep in front, up by the ears. Hands sweep behind, keep the belly strong. Hands sweep up, arms by the ears. Hands sweep behind. From here, we're going to float onto that left leg, lift the right leg, reach back into our airplane or bird. Stab the back foot to the earth and drop the back knee. Heel toe the left foot out to the left. Finding our way into the lizard twist. Left toes point to the left hand inside your left knee, and a twist over the left shoulder. Your interstitial, your flow, your slow, mindful moments, pressing the hips forward. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee off the earth. Left hand returns, high plank. Super powered up, keeping the belly nice and strong. Shoulders right over the wrist, big breath in. Exhale straight to your downward dog. Inhale, peel forward, high plank. Exhale, downward dog. Keep that belly really strong. Finding flow, high plank. Back knee drops. Left knee drops. Right heel spins to the left. And the right arm floats high. You're welcome to take a full side plank. My shoulders do not allow me to do that at this time. We're pressing the hips away from the earth, lifting the heart. Exhale, right hand to the earth. Spinning back to the ball of the right foot. Find your high plank once again. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, right knee drops to the earth. Untuck your toes. Left heel spins to the earth toward the right. And the left arm floats high. Modified side plank. Left hand returns down, spin onto the ball of the left foot. Tuck the right toes under, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Rise up to the balls of the feet. Walk the hands back toward the toes. I just planted my hand on my braid. That was an interesting experience. Shift onto the heels, slipping the palms underneath the soles of the feet. Padahastasana, Padahastasana. Balls of the feet onto the hands. Drop your head, elbows bend. Release your bind, halfway lift. Forward fold. Unravel all the way to standing. Taking your time, finding the process as important as the posture. Hands draw to your heart. Weight shifts into the left foot, and the right knee lifts up. We extend the right leg in front and step forward. Floating the left leg high, airplane or bird. Step back for warrior two. Might be way at the back of your mat. You might need to adjust your feet. Are you thinking that you're in the posture or flowing the posture? Front palm flips reverse. Warrior two. Going to work into dancing warrior. Finding your way into a reverse once more. Side angle, forearm inside the thigh. Left arm can sweep around to the front and then up toward the sky. As soon as the heart opens up, we come back to warrior two. Just to reverse it. Dancing back into side angle. Finding flow, finding grace, finding slowness. Mindful moments. Warrior two. Reverse. Side angle, where we'll hang out for a few breaths. Maybe deepening the beauty of the posture, the benefit of the posture by reaching the right fingers outward or in front. Warrior two. Hands to the hips, extend your front leg. I'm going to step up the left foot to meet the right and find the chair pose, Utkatasana. You thought they were done, didn't you? And we're in green at spring, so we're springing into spring with chair. Does that make any sense? Not at all. Hands to the heart. Rise back up. This time the energy comes into the right foot and the left foot lifts high. Left leg extends in front. We step forward, finding airplane or bird. Right leg high. And if you fall out, as I just did, it's just yoga. Step back for your warrior two. Reverse the warrior. And then our slow flow, warrior two. Reverse, flowing slowly into side angle, making this warrior dance. As soon as the heart opens up with the right fingers high, we return to warrior two, just to reverse. Side angle. Warrior two. Reverse. And into side angle where we'll stay for a couple of breaths. Powering it up if you like by reaching the left arm outward or forward. This time we return to warrior two. Bring the hands to the hips, extend the left leg, and spin on that front heel so the outer edge of the foot is parallel to the front of your mat. You're going to come into warrior two facing the back of the mat, spinning on the right heel to point the toes to the back of the mat and bending into the right knee. Focusing on the challenge of process of flow, warrior two. Settling in, noticing where the feet are, the power of the left leg, the belly in and up. Gaze over the right middle finger. Arms as straight as you can get them. Triceps activated. Right knee moves away from the body. Front palm flips reverse. Keeping your reverse, bring your left hand to your left hip and extend your right leg. I'm going to prepare for a triangle. So any way you need to adjust before you move into it, like shortening your stance, go ahead. We reach the right arm straight to the right middle toe. And then shift the hips toward the back of the left foot, the side of the left foot, and reach the right hand as far forward as you can. Finding this beautiful energy, power, reach. Right hand drops, left hand can float high or come to your heart, whichever works for you. Slowly bend your front knee. Come back into your warrior two. Hands to your hips. Extend your right leg. Spin on that heel so the foot is parallel to the back of the mat. And spin on your front heel to point the left toes to the front of the mat. Return to your warrior two, facing the front of your mat, the original front, not the second front. A reverse of this warrior. Right hand to your hip. Extend your front leg. Position your back foot or reposition if need be. Left arm comes forward like a warrior two. You check everything's in line. We shift the right hip to the outer edge of the right foot. And the left arm reaches forward as we hinge at the left hip. We go as far forward as we can, keeping the shoulders and the hips in check. Drop the left hand, right hand lifts up or comes to your chest, whichever feels okay for you. Bend your front knee, return to warrior two, reverse it. Then we windmill the hands inside the left foot. Heel toe that foot out to the left, keeping the back knee lifted from the earth. The left foot is parallel to the outer edge of the mat. And this is where you might stay, shifting the hips forward. Or perhaps you peel open the left foot like a book to find a deeper expression of lizard pose. Maybe even walking the hands forward until the forearms are on something like a block or a blanket or the mat. Aiming for a nice long spine. We're not collapsing into the shoulders, but we're also not hunching them around the ears. If this is too much for you, you can always drop the back knee. Or if you would like a quad stretch, you can also drop the back knee and bend into it, opening up the quad on the right side. Hips are shifting forward. One at a time, the hands plant underneath. Bring the sole of the left foot back to the mat. We'll take a wide-legged fold at the front of the mat with the right foot coming outside the right hand. Walk the hands outside the left foot. Maybe the left hand comes behind the left ankle. A little bit of an IT band stretch. And we swing the hands over opposite side, coming outside the right foot. Hands come through to center, left foot reaches behind. We'll take our lizard process on this side, finding a slowness in your approach, settling in wherever it feels okay for the body, wherever it feels best for the body. Or maybe that's hard to tell and you play around with it a little bit. Back knee drops, toes untuck. Remove any proppage you might have. And swing the right knee behind you. Cross your ankles to roll over them. Find your way to a seat. I'm going to bring the soles of the feet to the earth and knees pointing toward the sky. Palms on the kneecaps. Really press the whole foot on each side into the earth. And then use the lift of the belly and the hands to press the heart upward. Draw your arms long in front of you, lock them into your shoulders. Breathe in. Exhale, rotate the trunk over to the right. The palms stay as wide as your shoulders. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, rotate to the left. Inhale through center, exhale halfway down. Inhale, exhale, rotate to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate left. Inhale, center. Exhale, halfway down. We have one more round. Inhale. You got this. Exhale, rotate right. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate left. Inhale, center. Exhale all the way down to the mat. Hug the knees into the chest. Give them a nice big squeeze. And paint the air with the knees moving in circles. Maybe tucking the chin in toward the chest and dropping it back to lengthen the back of the neck. And take your circles in the other direction. We're going to move into a couple of back bends, dropping the soles of the feet to the earth. If you have low back issues, rather than bringing the heels toward the sitting bones, you're going to have them about 4 inches farther away than you might normally for a typical yogic back bend. Hands come by the sides, shoulder blades kiss the earth. Before you move in any other direction, tilt the pelvis toward the sky and extend the back of your neck. Crawl the fingers toward the heels, and when you are ready, you're going to imagine that you're moving the mat with your feet toward your sitting bones. As you shift the knees forward, send energy into the hands and the arms. You might not come very far away from the mat, that's totally cool. But you're going to continue to tilt the pelvis upward. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the hamstrings, and press the balls of the feet into the earth. This might be plenty for your body, or you might scoot the shoulder blades together underneath you like you're snuggling into one another. But continuing to activate the glutes and the hamstrings and tilt the tailbone and the pelvis toward the sky. Now, the heart lifts. You're pressing the floor away with your triceps, maybe your fingertips or your whole palms. And we breathe here, lowering if it's hurting the low back. Slowly unzip the spine all the way to the earth. Feet come as wide as the mat, and the knees get close. And here we breathe into the low back, extending it back to the earth. We're not trying to undo all of the back bend, but to rest the low back and the hips a little bit. Our interstitial, as powerful as the posture itself, complementary to the posture. Aware of our process, taking our time, the feet move back toward one another so they're hips width distance. Again, a little ways away from the sitting bones if you have low back issues, or closer to the sitting bones if you do not. Pelvis tilts up. Feet pull back as the knees shift forward and the hips float away from the earth. Squeeze the glutes, activate the hamstrings, tilt the pelvis upward, and maybe a little sneaking together of the shoulder blades to allow the heart to lift a little more, allow the pelvis to lift a little more. It's as if you are ironing out the creases at the front of your hips. Unzip all the way to the mat. And take your time flowing to wider feet so the knees can touch. And then we create a little process of the knees shifting right and left, taking our time, feeling what happens to the upper back, the lower back, the belly, as the knees move side to side. If you like, the arms can come out to the sides. That can kind of open up the space between the shoulder blades a bit more. We settle back with the soles of the feet on the mat, and they sneak a little more toward each other. So they're about hips width distance. Right knee comes toward the heart. Like a little jig, we lift the right heel toward the left shoulder and then drop the ankle above the left knee. Press that right knee away and down. You can use your hand if you like. If that works for you and it's opening up your hip, cool. If you need a little bit more, you'll gather the left knee in toward the left shoulder. You're activating both feet to protect the knees, and the hands sneak behind the left thigh. The right elbow then can send the right knee away from you. The shoulder blades are getting friendly with the earth. if you like a little hamstring stretch, you can send the left foot toward the sky. Maybe the hands creep upward toward the calf. Maybe they're above your right shin to do that. Sole of the left foot returns to the earth. You're going to sneak the hips to the right, and then tilt the left knee outward to the left until the right toes or the whole sole of the right foot comes to the earth. We're working our way into a twist. Shoulder blades are kissing the ground. Right arm can flop open. Right knee can be either pointing toward the sky or somewhere between the ground and the sky. And if you like, the left arm can flop open. If it's accessible, the gaze is over the right shoulder, and we breathe, imagining that the top hip is moving its energy toward the front of your mat. When you start to sneak the sole of the left foot back to the mat, you might need to heel toe it a little bit out to the left. And gently take a hold of the right foot, the outer edge of the right foot, and a hold of the right knee. And see if you can draw the shin a little closer to you. Now we're going to extend the right leg toward the sky and walk the hands up toward the calf, or maybe they stay behind the thigh. And if you like, and you're stretchy enough, the hands might reach the ankle, or yogi toe lock around the big toe, or you might find you just want to hang out here. Let's move all the shenanigans to the other side. Right foot drops to the earth. Left knee gathers in toward your heart. A little jiggity jig of the left ankle toward your right shoulder. Cross the left ankle above your right knee. Press the left knee away and down. Remain here. Or draw the right knee toward your right shoulder. Bring your hands behind your thigh. Supine figure 4, where the shoulder blades are really intent on getting as close to the earth as possible. You're welcome to extend the right leg so the heel reaches toward the sky. And mindful of the process, we slowly bring the right knee to the earth, the right foot to the earth. Scooch it over to the left and move the hips over to the left. You come onto the right hip, dropping the outer part of the right knee away to the right, and the toes of the left foot or the whole sole of the left foot come to the earth. Now looking over at the left thumb, even if the eyes are closed, twist. Slowly we come back to the spine on the mat. The right foot heel toes out to the right. The left leg extends to the sky. You take the hands underneath the low back or the bottom. Bring the right knee to the heart and then extend it toward the sky. If you would like a shoulder stand, take that here. Otherwise, we'll remain in our virtual legs up the wall. And go ahead your way all the way to your final resting posture. For Shavasana, just find a couple breaths here. Take a big breath in through the nose. And let it go out your mouth. Find your way onto one side, then back to your seat. As aware and mindful of the process as you are of landing in the seat. Palms come together at the heart. We close our practice coming full circle, using the sound of Om to send our intentions surrounding us and the merits of the practice, both the postures and the roots there, out to all of those in need. Huge full breath in. The knuckles connect right in the middle of your forehead. May you be as mindful of the moments in between the doing and the arriving as you are of the doing and arriving. We complete our practice. Namaste. Thank you for joining me from near and far. I hope to see you again soon. And remember, always, these are recorded. And we also have Zoom classes on Tuesday evenings at 5:30 Eastern and Friday evenings at 5:30 Eastern. If you are local, we will soon be opening up, maybe not super soon, but within certainly the month of June for outdoor yoga. And we do plan to broadcast live at least one of those classes a week. I hope everyone has a great day, and I see you soon. Signing off, Karen from Salt and Sand Studios, right here in Vermont. Have a great one. Thank you.